Hi there. Good afternoon to all. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you to the organization. And thank you to you guys, because having Friday afternoon at this time being here, it's quite a lot. But bear with me. I try to make this a good experience, I hope. So hopefully by the end of this presentation, at least all of us will feel a little bit more secure in cyberspace. As you may notice, I will not speak about data science at all, but I'll speak about how us as end users can protect that data science. And that's the whole purpose of this presentation. This is one of many representations that we can find of cyberspace, of internet, in the internet. But the funny part of it is that most of the times, we humans create these representations in order for us to understand that we understand stuff. To be totally truthful, I don't know if it is correct or not, but from this picture, what we can find is that there's a lot of connections, there's a lot of dots, there's no regions, no boundaries, and this is the place where we search for our stuff. In this computer, if it is connected to the internet, it's probably one of the borders, green dots that you can find in this image. But internet, I don't know why I choose that image, sorry. It's about my Navy culture, but it's also a place where we can find people, where we can find our beloved ones, but also a place of knowledge, a place where at the distance of a click, we can access many databases all around the world. But it's also a place of healing, and there's many ways of healing. Health healing. As we know, Watson from IBM is trying to find a cure for brain cancer. We don't want to delay that. But also personal healing. For the old people that are home alone for many years, they find a way of, again, connecting to their beloved ones who have left their hometown, or even to find new other virtual friends, and with that, feel less alone. Also in this space, things like this start to show. The first one came by Mr. Assange with WikiLeaks, where we could see for the first time that what we were doing in internet, in cyberspace, was being seen by someone. This was reconfirmed by Mr. Snowden, putting into the public the NSA program PRISM. But the thing is that this didn't stop. And if our first name was Engel and our last name was Merkel, someone is looking for what we are doing. But the interesting point on this is that both of these gentlemen said that most of the sources of these programs were the AKA GAFAs, Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon, platforms with which we interact on a daily basis. It was funny because we, the National Cybersecurity Center, we also do annual conference. 2 years ago, we had this Brazilian guy from Google, and on the Q&A section, someone from the public had asked him, okay, what you guys are doing with our data? And he answered back, how do you guys want to have free search? Have you ever thought all the resources behind the Google box or the Bing box that we are using? Who is paying for it? Remember this, if you are not paying for a product, you are the product, okay? So now I want to make here a big statement, I want you guys to know that I know really important people. Now I know a few more, of course. But I want you guys to know that I'm friends with Prince of Nigeria. Don't laugh, it's true. He wrote me an email. My dear friend, it's my email, Gonçalo Sousa, and so on. Of course, I'm not friends with Prince of Nigeria. This was a scam. Some ones were passing themselves by the Prince of Nigeria, and they were asking us to transfer all his money, all their money to our accounts. And of course, because we don't like money at all, of course, we were allowed them to transfer that money. But the scam was, the guy was saying, okay, I cannot touch my money, so please give me $7 for me to make the bank transfer. And of course, we'll never see the Prince of Nigeria money, we never see our $7 again, and those $7 multiplied by millions, they became really rich. Now they are in prison, but still rich. Who recognizes this picture? What is this building? United States of America National Security Agency. Why do I show it now? Because things have changed dramatically. Sorry, dyslexia. And these guys, called shadow brokers, supposedly get into one of the most secure and protected technological infrastructures in the world, and they were able to extract tools that only an agency or organization like NSA could hold. To do what? To do this. Probably one of the most known cyber attacks last year, called WannaCry. What they did, it was made in 2 stages. First, a phishing email, and afterwards they were exploring some vulnerabilities of a discontinued Windows product, XP. And even with that, it made Microsoft release a patch in March of that year. So the ones who have applied the patch, they were more safe. On April, it was the first sign that something really big was coming. And 12th of May, WannaCry had happened. And this is the timeline. At 7:44 UTC, the first victim was identified in Asia. At 15:28, 65% of the ESPs on Latin America was infected. Why they did so? Because first, they translated the emails that they sent, the first part of the attack, in a really good way, in 21 different languages. So this email has nothing to do with the one of Prince of Nigeria. It was well written in all the different languages. And all it was needed, it was to push that attachment. And of course, if I knew Camille Bittencourt, it was even better because I was expecting some email from her. So I was about to push. And the next what happened, it was this. No, it wasn't. There was no horn. There was no danger sign. The next that will happen was this. First, they explained what went on. So, oops, your files have been encrypted. Then, what happened to my computer? Then, how can I recover my files? If you pay, in this case, $300 until the first 3 days, you get the files back. If you don't, it will double until the 7th day. If you don't pay from the 7th day on, you lose your data forever. And it was funny because, I mean, they were giving a Bitcoin way of paying. And if we scroll down, they will say that if we prove that we could not pay that amount of money, they will allow us to pay it softly. Yeah, because they are not here to fool anyone, you know? This is a business. This is a business. But the thing is that it didn't stop. With WannaCry, it came Petya, not Petya, Bad Rabbit, and so on. So only with one of these ransomware attacks, not Petya, cost over $200 million to one shipping company called Maersk. And it's even said that some containers are still lost in some harbors all around the world. So what we should do? What we should do in order to get a better job, what we should do with our data, what we should do with our behaviors, what we, as human beings, can do to create a better and more secure ecosystems. In my talks, I always tell a story, because when I say to people, okay, change your passwords, you know, apply the patches, and so on, and so on, and so on, people start saying, okay, but that's so difficult. Yeah. It's difficult, but there's this story of an old grandfather and grandson walking on the beach. And they found a lot of sea stars dying in the sand. And the grandson, with less experience from the world, he started picking up some and throwing them to the water. And the grandfather said, okay, what are you doing? We are not able to save all of them. Yeah, but for these ones, I already make the difference. If each one of us will make our small difference every day, for sure that by the end of that day, we'll live in a better and more secure ecosystem. So what we need to provide knowledge. Knowledge to people to know what they are doing on cyberspace, on the internet, what they are doing with with their data, because only with confidence on that space that we use daily, we are able to better understand it and to better use it. Also, make people informed. Most of the things that we are facing on cyberspace, on cybercrime, and so on, they are known, they are open source. You know, Google it, search it, see it. And also raise awareness. I'll say frighten people, because for sure that if you are frightened with something, we'll think twice before doing something else. Again, the end users, provide them the ability to take measures. More and more, it doesn't count all the technical measures, all the defense in depth that we can have in our systems. If by the end someone will touch will open that attachment, all the structure will be compromised. Also, to prevent from risks. Normally, we see this part as responsibility from the organization or the state. Each one of us, we have also our small part, our sea stars to save. It's all about to train the firewalls. Raise hands who doesn't use their personal iPhones, personal smartphones to open the corporate email. Good, sir. I would love to do that, but I can't. Raise hands, or at least for the ones who have childs, who don't allow their kids to play a game during a dinner where they are crying and we want to eat. And I mean, what I mean with this is that there's a lot of things going on. We see on the previous talks that many risks, and we have to do our part. So we have to train the human firewalls. How responsible behaviors, responsible and safe, being responsible and safe in cyberspace, because it's not all our cooperation, our bosses' fault, our state fault if things don't work. If I'm robbed, if my money from my bank is robbed, it's our fault as well. It's our behaviors who are compromising those. Also, to create a more resilient society by developing digital skills. We want everyone, from little kids to older people, to have their digital skills up to the set needed. We don't need probably someone who doesn't play a role in the technical business to be, master in something. We want them to understand what they need to know in order to be more safe. Robust and cross-cutting. Yeah. Again, to tackle everyone's, from small kids, but also cross-cutting, for all the sectors. Because as we know, our society, and as we've seen from Navigator, our society is built upon many sectors. And nowadays, it's all about being online, doing stuff at the moment. Obligatory curriculums. Yeah, we do have to learn math. Yeah, we do have to learn Portuguese, second language, third language, history. All of that important, of course. I'm not saying that. We need to learn computer science or computer skills, whatever you want to call it. From small ages, first graders. There's many pilots going on all around the world. We should do it as well, because the more prepared they are from little, the better decision makers, the better professionals, IT professionals they become. Even IT users they will become in the future. Civic and professional behaviors. If we don't go into a bank with a gun in our hand to rob the bank, why we should do it online? Why? Just because we have a screen in front of us? We are doing exactly the same stuff. I recall my first security class, the Navy sent me to study in the US. My first security class, someone asked to the professor what type of behaviors we shouldn't have in order to be more safe in the internet. And he said, okay, you shouldn't gamble online, you shouldn't play online, and you shouldn't go to adult films sites. And someone in the back said, okay, for the heck, I want my computer for it. So that's still the reality. So people continue doing stuff, every stuff, I mean, if you like shoes, you go searching for shoes. If you like cars, you go searching for cars, and so on and so forth. People like to gamble, and people like adult films, so it is what it is. Sensitize decision makers. If the decision is not taken at the C level, all the IT guys will be struggling to get their approvals to get more resources into security. And the thing about cybersecurity is that we can invest a lot of money today, and we are attacked tomorrow. We can invest, we are more prepared, of course. I'm not saying that we are going to be attacked. But we can invest nothing today, and nothing happens tomorrow. There's no direct relation between investment and cybersecurity. On real world, if you put more fences, more guns, more cameras, by the end, hopefully we'll be more protected. It's not like that in cyber. And WannaCry showed us that. And yeah, specific awareness programs among private and public institutions. As we know, the critical infrastructures, now we should call them essential service due to the NIS directive. They are owned from public and private institutions, so create specific programs to teach them, or at least to help them, to be more protected. So I just will end with a note of humanity. We fought wars, we invented machines that even allowed us to reach to the moon. So hopefully it will not be things like these that will going to destroy us. I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity of being here today. If any of you will have any question that you would like to make, my email is over there. Thank you very much to all. Thank you.